All right, this is going to be my cynical boomer dad gamer take on how Blizzard has screwed over the existing WoW hardcore community and existing players. So I play on Defias Pillager and others play on Skull Rock. And Defias currently has a really good population and a well-balanced community, and Skull Rock does not. There's just not enough players. So tomorrow, Blizzard is launching, so 11/21/2004, Blizzard is launching the new hardcore servers that will be the same as Defias and Skull Rock, a standard 1 to 60 experience forever, except that they'll have a few quality of life changes like instant mail and eventually dual spec, which Defias and Skull don't have. So for months I've been saying and arguing that Fresh HC is just a mistake because they're further going to fragment our already fragmented community. They're going to split up the players of this sort of smaller like niche mode. And there's already not enough players for 2 servers, and now we'll have 3. But people really do like the fresh server experience, myself included. And then there's this group of streamers that want to form a new hardcore guild and try to raid, and they don't want to be on an established server with a bunch of us already running around in good gear and raiding. And I can even understand and get behind that. The problem for them is that their entire plan was to quickly level up and then start to raid. But these new servers, both hardcore and softcore, are going to be phased. So they're going to have to wait 2 weeks before they can raid MC. And then there will probably be these long waits between each new raid tier, and their viewers and half of their streamers themselves are just going to get bored and move on to other things. So the new server is not actually good for streamers either, and most likely the viewers that join that server to play onside them, they're going to either die off or move along when they get bored, and then we're going to end up with 3 underpopulated servers instead of the 1 good server and 1 low pop server that we have now. So that's one thing. Anyway, I actually love the fresh experience with everyone progressing at the same level and building up the economy new. I'll actually be playing on fresh softcore just to have the TBC option eventually, and I'm looking forward to it, to marathon leveling a mage starting right at launch tomorrow and playing as long as I can possibly stand it. That's fun for me, so I get it. But you can't fragment the community and screw over those on existing servers like they're doing. And there's a very simple solution, and here's what it is. Existing hardcore servers like Defias, Pillager, and Skull Rock should be merged into one perpetual or constant, or to use Blizzard's term, the Evergreen server that's going to persist. And that new server, or then the new server is going to be launched as planned. It can be phased and probably should be, but there should be a crystal clear calendar for the phases that includes an end date. And that's the end date that that server will merge with the persistent server. And then a short time after that, you could announce another fresh server, and then the cycle could repeat. And that means people like me who are established on the existing servers, our community won't completely die off, but we'd all get the chance to periodically experience that fresh leveling experience, which is fun. The key thing for this is that the rule sets have to be the same. So they need to add those few small QOL changes that they've made for the fresh servers to the existing servers, and I'm hoping or guessing that they will. Last piece I'll mention, why is this stuff actually happening? Well, I'll give you my opinion, and I told you I was going to come across as cynical here. These designers and planners, they wouldn't make the changes that they're making if they were truly players and they loved the game like we do. And I can just tell when the developers are giving their presentations that they've given, they're full of little comments. I mean, I was cringing when Holly Longdale comes out and she's talking about playing in 2004 and saving up the 40 gold for her first mount. Well, any of you that started 20 years ago this week, like I did, know it was 100 gold. It was 80 gold for the mount and 20 gold for the training. And then it could be a little cheaper if you had your reputation discount, I think. And then they later flipped it so that you could buy more mounts cheaper and the training was more expensive. But early on, it was 100 gold. And that stuff is burnt into your mind if you're a real player. And these are not. These are people that were put into place not because of their talent as game planners or developers, but because of a reaction or an overreaction to the fact that the real designers of this game that made it and loved it, they were probably unfortunately a bunch of jerks and they did a bunch of questionable moral stuff and they just had to go. And so these people in charge now were the reaction. And anyway, I'll stop whining about it now. I don't know. What do you guys think about the current state of classic hardcore? Do you think this model of a perpetual and temporary fresh servers that eventually merge and have a set calendar and end date, would that work, or is there something better that I missed? If you made it this far, thank you so much for watching. Hope you have a great day.